See, I really like these Traumatize Them Back stories, but a lot of them kind of feel like, yeah, that really happened. And then the whole class cheered.
Brianna, if someone came up and smacked you in the face, what would you do?
I fear I would have to throw hands.
So you would probably hit them right back.
You could say I would traumatize them right back.
You'd probably say you'd traumatize them boys.
Traumatize. Traumatize them boys. Absolutely. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Welcome back to Spicy Reddit Stories, everybody. I'm Darryl. This is my co-host, Brianna.
Hi.
And today we're going to be covering the subreddit r/TraumatizeThemBack.
Swag. Swag alert. Swag alert.
I hear the blah, blah in my head.
Blah, blah, blah.
I'm gonna lower the speed on
that.
All right. My first post was posted by a now deleted user. Karen thought men shouldn't be at Disney without children, so my brother told her why his kid isn't there. My, female 28, grew up working class, with many years of my childhood being beneath the poverty line. My parents, male 56 and female 57, always met our needs and tried to minimize the impact on our upbringing. Both of my parents are extremely into Disney films, and so is my brother Eric, male 22, and I made it a goal of ours to take them on a Disney cruise as a thank you for the sacrifices they've made for us, going hungry so that we could eat enough, etc., when we had our own money, and we surprised them with this year. My wife and I are child-free, and my brother Eric lost his daughter to SIDS 2 years ago. So this trip was just us 5 adults. Eric is bisexual, paints his nails, and has the British version of the gay voice.
Not gay voice.
Karen, a mid-30s American woman in the cabin next to Eric's, took issue with him. Because of course she did. Why wouldn't she? She saw him leaving the cabin on his own as she was going to her cabin with her children. She shooed her kids into the cabin before asking Eric what he was doing there, and he replied that he was on holiday with his parents. She blocked his path and accused him of perving on her young son, because why else would someone like you be here? That's the voice I decided to give her, and I'm sticking with it, dude. Eric told Karen that he's here with his family for a holiday and that he'd never look at a child in that way, but she shouted that he's obviously perverted and that he shouldn't be there if he doesn't have children. Eric shouted back, I would have brought my daughter, but the church was reluctant to exhume her coffin for a Disney trip.
Damn.
Karen was stunned into silence for a moment before huffing and going into her cabin.
Bro.
Ooh.
Good for
That's
Eric.
Yeah. Damn.
Dude, people... Oh my
Also,
God.
the British version of the gay voice.
That's hilarious.
That's pretty funny.
People need to mind their own fucking business, dude. Like, what the hell? That was obviously because she had some homophobic thoughts going in her head. Because he looks the way he does.
Yeah, you know, like that certain narrative that certain denomination of people are out to, you know, prey on your kids and all that.
That's
honestly
wild.
The dumbest shit I've ever heard.
That makes me so angry. And like,
and when it continues to be proven that it's not the case in media, in like you know, out there,
and it's actually
just
quite
brings
the
a
opposite.
smile to my face. Yep. Sorry, you were saying?
Yeah. What was I saying? Hold on. Let me get back there.
We'll figure it out together. That was pretty gay of me.
Oh, Eric didn't even have to disclose like such a painful thing to this bitch. But like, oh my God. Good for him on like clapping back, because this Karen needs to shut the fuck up and mind her own goddamn business. Get a fucking life.
100%. Yeah, focus on your kids at Disneyland, Disney World, whichever one. You know,
this is what I meant to say. He shouldn't have had to disclose that information, like, but he was kind of forced to because he was being fucking accused of something so disgusting.
Yeah.
Simply
Also,
because of its
she's like,
appearance.
oh, where are your kids? It's like, I don't know. Maybe they're not with me. Maybe this is a big family trip that you don't even know about because you, Karen, don't have any context to any of this. But you got to stick your nose where it doesn't belong. So for all you know, Eric has kids and they're just, not with him at the moment.
Yep. Just mind your own
Stupid.
goddamn business. I hate people.
And things will be jolly and holly and yay. Good. The top comment, posted by Adderall Sloth. I'm so sorry for your family's loss of the baby. It's a profound loss felt by all, but especially the parents. Your brother is a badass with the response. Let him know he's an amazing human, and with that response alone, would have been an amazing father had his baby lived on. Yep. Yeah, I think we spoke a little too much about the Karen, and we didn't really comment necessarily on the loss of his child.
Yeah, that's a horrible thing to go through, especially with like SIDS. Like that's so scary.
Yeah, obviously, I don't have any kids, so I can't even imagine the amount of pain OP went through for that. But also I agree. What a badass Eric is for, not being afraid to just stick his whole chest out and give that woman what's for.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't minding her own damn business.
Yep. Literally.
Anyway.
Literally.
Moving on. Your turn.
All right. This is kind of in the same vein as your story. This story was posted by Baby Starry. Some guy decided to get into my business and ask where my dad was, so I told him. The other day, I was at a local thrift store, and I happened to be wearing a tank top and shorts because I overheat easily and I don't mind the cold. As I was innocently minding my own business, some older guy, maybe in his 30s, came up to me and asking where my dad was and saying that I obviously don't have one because I'm going out dressed the way I am. And if he was my dad, he would never let me go out dressed like that. The thing is, my dad died in 2022, and I was getting tired of him bothering me, so I turned to him and said, well, if you must know, he's in a nice little green urn at my house, burnt to a crisp, so he doesn't really get an opinion on what I can and cannot wear. The look on the man's face was amazing. He looked so traumatized. Proudest moment ever.
God, there's just something so great and it doesn't happen very often for me personally, but when you just can have that moment where you're just so fed up and you clap back at somebody and their response is just like, bewilderment, like, how dare you speak words at me?
Or it's like, you can see like the regret in their face just instantly. And they're like, God, I hate myself. Why did I say that? It's like, yeah, shut the fuck up. Mind your own business.
Yeah. Or you just make them uncomfortable, which is that get good.
Yeah,
that was the whole point.
You deserve to be uncomfortable because you made me uncomfortable.
So I'm going to make you double uncomfortable.
I'm going to make you even worse.
Yeah.
Good on her. My God. This top comment by Zealous Ideal Eagle. I carry my family with me in a tiny necklace urn and love to bring them out and ask what they think. People are horrified.
Oh my God. Can you imagine going to a party and that being the icebreaker? You just pull out like 4 vials on like a necklace.
Guys, what do you think of this?
This is my sister.
This is my dad. Brother. This is my mom.
This is my dad. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I always wanted to be an only child.
Oh my God, bro.
Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck?
I'll see myself out. But we can't because I have to read another story. My next post was posted. My next story was posted by Flaccid Pasta.
Flaccid Pasta is a crazy name.
I kind of like my pasta flaccid. It's not as crunchy.
If you're having crunchy pasta, that's straight up raw pasta, dude.
I mean, as a kid, whenever it was spaghetti night at my parents' house, when I was like very little, we used to
you would eat the raw.
I would eat the raw spaghetti.
Yeah, I would too. It's okay. I would too.
Yeah, painful poopies, but it's all good.
That was the start of your bleeding asshole.
Oh my God. Still bleeds to this day. I'm kidding, everybody. Real proud of my comeback to an airplane Karen. I have relatively wide shoulders and was flying middle seat in economy. I was coming back from a work trip on a full flight from New Orleans to Atlanta, about 1.5 hours. About 5 minutes after takeoff, the aisle seat Karen was acting real restless, squirming and sighing and rolling her eyes and scoffing. It was clear it was because I was using the armrest between us. I tried to make as much space as possible for her, but given my size and seat, I couldn't really do much. Then she snapped at me, going off about how nobody is impressed with your muscles. You take up way too much space. No one wants to deal with sitting next to meatheads like you. Blah, blah, blah. So I interrupted her little rant and very politely, but very loudly, replied, Miss, why don't you simmer down? This is a short flight, and if there's one thing no one wants to deal with, it's a crying child on an airplane. My snap claps. Window, no, you're not doing it right. Fuck you. Window seat and folks across the aisle burst out laughing, and Karen was beet red and seething for the rest of the flight. Good for you, Mr. Pasta.
See, I really like these traumatize them back stories, but a lot of them kind of feel like, yeah, that really happened.
Hey, what did you say to me like cheered. In the early... You know, I've never sat next to someone that was ginormous and really muscular, but
I've definitely sat next to people that have just fully taken the armrest when it's very obviously mine, and I'm like,
yeah. I think I've been lucky. Maybe the next time I travel on a plane, I won't be so lucky, but I feel most of the time I'm either traveling with someone that I know, so we're sharing a seat, or we're sharing one seat.
You're sitting on top of each other.
Yeah, it was cheaper. Or it's been with family, or it's usually someone that's like a lot smaller than me. Or around the same size as me. So it's really not... I haven't had a negative experience flying yet.
Well, here's hoping you don't have one. But the odds are not in your favor. Because
I done cursed myself.
Something always has to happen at an airport. And on an airplane.
Yeah. But it's never to me.
One day. One day.
Hopefully not. Why would you wish that upon me, you bitch?
Because everyone needs to go through it. Everyone needs to suffer. This next post was posted by Darkfish301. I told her to stop snooping. She didn't listen, and that's on her. So for context, I'm an 18-year-old transgender girl, and I live basically full-time with my unsupportive conservative grandmother so that I can help her out with whatever she needs done in the house. She's reaching an age where most household tasks are becoming difficult, if not impossible for her. Anyway.
I love the flair of this post. Oh no, it's the consequences of your actions.
Anyway, Grandma is not a fan of my identity at all. And while most of the time she's not openly hostile, she does often make little snide remarks about my gender that make her true feelings clear.
Fuck you, Grandma.
No, for real. Recently, she has decided that she's going to start snooping through my private things. Which I know because she started commenting on the more feminine clothes that she has found. Not that I was exactly trying to hide it, but still. In my bedroom, specifically bras, even after I had properly put them away, might I add, and how I should be careful not to wear those things outside, and to make sure nobody asks any questions. Even though I've been on hormones for long enough that I have noticeable breasts, and most strangers just assume I'm female nowadays. So I think most of them would be more likely to ask questions if I didn't wear a bra. But I digress. Just to be clear, the not asking questions thing was entirely for her comfort and benefit, not mine. She's fully aware that I have absolutely no problem with other people knowing that I'm trans. I've been on the news several times for being a leading transgender advocate in my community. Slay!
Good for you.
Anyway, I made it clear to her that I was extremely uncomfortable with her snooping through my underwear drawer, and she promised to stop. I had assumed it would end there, but a few days later, I caught her rifling through my university paperwork, which she would have had to go into my bag to retrieve, again, without permission. I, of course, asked what she was doing, and she said she was just curious. At that point, I decided that I wasn't going to turn this into a long, drawn-out battle, so I hatched a plan. Like I said earlier, I'm an adult, which means that I have certain needs, without getting too crass, as well as a couple of adult toys to help satisfy those needs. Ordinarily, I keep them stored safely in a place where I know with absolute certainty that no one would find them, in a locked box in my car. But I decided to discreetly move said toys to my sock drawer, and I also bought an absolutely massive bottle of lube to put in there with my toys. I knew that my grandma had absolutely no reason to go digging in my shack. In my shack drawer. I knew that grandma had absolutely no reason to go digging in my sock drawer, so if she found my stash, it would have been entirely her fault. A few hours ago...
I hope she hears like a scream coming from...
Just a blood-curdling scream. A few hours ago, I decided to go take a shower, and while I was in there, she apparently got curious again and went poking around where she shouldn't have been, and apparently came across my little trap. When I finished with my shower, I returned to my bedroom and noticed that my sock drawer was open, at which point I knew that she had found it, so I walked into the other room where she was, and she refused to make eye contact with me. I didn't even say anything.
Grandma!
Grandma!
Grandma, please! Look at me!
I didn't even say anything, but I'm fairly certain that she's probably done snooping through my things for a while. It's been about 6 hours, and she still hasn't looked me in the eye. For my part, I'm just going to play dumb so she doesn't realize it was a setup and hope that she learned her lesson.
Oh my god. That's hilarious. That's so fucking epic. I love that. I don't know if I don't know if I would ever have like the balls to do something like that.
Good for her though.
But
damn.
good for her. Holy shit.
That's so wild. Fuck around and find out, bro.
I took a little peek at edit too.
So the first edit, I'm living with her mostly for her benefit, not mine. I moved in with her specifically so that she would be able to remain in her home, because if she didn't have help, she would have had to leave years ago. Edit 2.
Oh, so Grandma, the place that you live in, you want to stay there. It's all
and you're shitting on the person that's literally helping you, dude.
Yeah.
God. Edit 2.
And also, you're ancient and she's 18.
Facts. Like, what's it to you, bro? She's an adult. Do what the fuck you want.
No, I would have figured that, anybody that was born into a family that had less than desirable values and grew into those values, that eventually they would have experienced enough life to realize maybe at the end, maybe at most on their deathbed, that as they're grasping for one last breath of air, that they would realize, you know what? Maybe people aren't so bad. Maybe all the things that I believed in, like being transphobic, homophobic, or racist, just to name a few, just a couple random things, nothing out of the ordinary or too particular, that would just happen. But you had your whole life, Grandma. This is what you did with it.
Not Grandma. Oh, Grandma. Grow up, Grandma.
Yeah.
Edit 2. This post was not an invitation for lonely creeps to DM me to talk about dildos, vibrators, and lube. I've already rejected more than 20 such requests, and I can promise you that yours won't be the message that woos me. Maybe instead of harassing random women online, you should go pull a JD Vance on your couch.
Yeah.
Period.
100%. Yep.
Period.
Couch fuckers.
Hard fucking
Couch
facts.
fuckers united.
Couch fuckers united.
Speaking of united, man. Also, OP. As savage as you are, I gotta say, you posted on Reddit. You unfortunately opened up yourself to creeps, the creeps of Reddit. Creeps of Reddit, we see you. I mean, not really, but I know you're out there. And maybe one day when this YouTube thing is over, we'll take care of that next. Get rid of all the Reddit creeps.
We'll take care of that next.
Yeah. Looking at you, Reddit creeps.
We'll
Looking at you,
personally
r
take
slash
care of
feet.
R/feet.
All right, my last post was posted by After Consequence 177. Subway creep. Humiliated. Not the sandwich subway, but the New York City subway.
I was like, Jared?
Hello?
Hello?
This happened a few years ago, 22 at the time, when my childhood best friend was visiting me in New York City. Anyone who has ever been to New York is probably familiar with how colorful the subway can be. My best friend is one of the most outgoing, extroverted, unapologetically outspoken people you could ever meet, and it was her first time in the city, so she was positively living for the platform musicians, the mariachi bands in the cars, the breakdancers, etc. During one trip into Queens, there was a man on the Q train dressed in a terrifying ratty bunny costume and telling the most awkward jokes into a child's mother goose microphone and amp toy. Odd. And while I was deeply, deeply creeped out, Bestie was all energy and excitement. just in for the entire New York experience. I love it. Nothing can faze her. Her vibe cannot be killed. This would prove to be Subway Creep's downfall. The incident occurred during the second week of her visit. It was around 8 p.m. on a Thursday, and Bestie, me, and another friend of mine, also female, were on the A train. Our car was pretty empty. Aside from the three of us, there were maybe 3 other solo women, an elderly mother and adult daughter pair, an elderly man, and Subway Creep. Subway Creep was in one of the 2-seater benches at the end of the subway car, perpendicular to our group, wearing a gray Nike sweatsuit. For those not familiar with the New York City subway system, the A train runs express between 125th and 59th Street. As the train departed out of the 125th station, what? What?
For people who don't know the NYC subway system, then list roads that people won't know. Like, oh, okay, cool, thanks.
But that's why they're listed. I don't know. I think they're trying to explain it in their own way, perhaps.
Well, to be fair, I've never been on a subway, so I don't know how
exactly.
they work.
I wouldn't expect a fucking Floridian like you to understand the complex railroad system that is the New York City subway. Okay.
Okay. You're not even in the city. Shut the fuck up, bro. Shut the fuck.
Hasn't been to New York City in like 5 years.
Bruh. This guy.
Oh, man. Honestly, I'm probably not missing much.
I wouldn't know.
Man, now everyone's going to be like, well, where does he live in New York then now? You know, I
don't think anyone will.
I don't think anyone cares. For those not familiar with the New York City subway system, the A-Tray runs express between 125th Street and 59th Street. As the train departed out of 125th Street station, Subway Creep proceeds to take his custard chucker out of his pants and started going to town. Wow, what a name for a dick.
Custard chucker?
I almost choked on my words there because I wasn't positive that was what I was reading. Custard chucker. That's a new one.
That's new. Never heard that before.
Yeah. OP, I salute you for that one. Wherever you came up with that. Everyone in the subway car freezes. We're all putting on the patented New York City mind your own business, see no evil, hear no evil attitude. But the disgust and unease is palpable. I assume this is part of what Subway Creep got off on, because he kept staring at different targets, particularly elderly mother and daughter pair. Gross. I just know that the friend is... I think I know what's coming here. Friend is going to be super unfazed by this. It's like, yes, the New York experience. I'm riding the custard chucker. That did not land for...
I'm riding the custard chucker. I think you need to go.
Everyone is tense, a little afraid, and trying to avoid looking at him. Except my bad bitch of a bestie. The discomfort in the air is thick as a cloud, until my best friend lets out the loudest, most disrespectful laugh I have ever heard in my entire life. It's the kind of laugh that can only be done with mouth open and tongue sticking out. It's the kind of laugh that's probably copyrighted either by Cardi B or Megan Thee Stallion. And it immediately banishes back the discomfort in the air, like Samwise Gamgee holding up the light of...
Arendelle?
Arendelle and Shelob's light. I swear to God, I have seen Lord of the Rings, y'all. Oh my God. I'm going to be crucified today.
I didn't even know that was from fucking Lord of the Rings. I've never seen it.
You know, get her.
Nor do I want to.
I've seen it. Get her twice!
That fucking 6-hour-long movies. I'm so good on that. Like, I'm so good on that.
She proceeds to yell,
"This motherfucker got his cock out!"
whilst whipping out her phone and starting to record Subway Creep. She then continues to cackle as the light from her flash shines on him like a spotlight. There are literal tears of laughter in her eyes, and every so often she wheezes from the sheer depth of her hilarity. Her amusement becomes infectious. In the next moment, most of the other people in the subway car are also laughing. At Bessie's enthusiasm, at her animated amusement, and at Subway Creep, who is folded in on himself in shame now that his power has been stripped and he's been reduced to a limp clown by the indomitable forces of my bestie's derisive laughter. She is merciless. As he shrinks away, he urges, No, why you shy now? Keep going. He cannot possibly. At that point, the subway pulls into the 59th station, finally, and Subway Creep snatches up his backpack and literally runs off the train. After that, several of the other passengers, including mother and daughter pair, start chatting and laughing with my bestie as we continue on our outing. Later on in the evening, my other friend who was with us mentioned how Bestie's reaction turned a harrowing moment into such a memorable, hilarious one. Bestie truly doesn't understand the harrowing part, but agrees with the hilarious part. She's an icon. She's my idol.
That is pretty fucking funny. Weird as hell that dude just started jorking his peanuts on the fucking subway. Like, what are we doing?
The end of that read like a Meat Canyon animation, and I kind of want to see it now, to see how fucked up he can make this entire story, because that's really fucking amazing, epic. I need a friend like this. I will not rest until I find a friend like this. I need somebody that
I will kill someone for a friend like this.
Maybe not, but you know, maybe you
maybe not.
Maybe not preemptively admit to a possible crime that may or may not happen in the future.
Uppercutting you.
The top comment posted by Siren AD. Learn this tactic from Robin Williams. Men cannot take laughter at the mighty sword.
That's hilarious. Rip my man.
Love Miss Robin Williams. I remember exactly where I was when I found out that Robin had passed.
I don't.
I was bowling.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's unfortunate.
I was bowling and one of our friends came over and was like, guys, Robin Williams passed away. And we were like, all like fucking devastated.
You guys just started sobbing at the bowling alley.
I wouldn't say we started sobbing at the bowling alley, but there was definitely a palpable sadness in the air.
That's so
you know,
funny.
that man was my fucking childhood. I also think it's so wholesome that him and his daughter used to play video games together. Like,
yeah.
You know, I mean, like he named his daughter Zelda after Zelda.
That's really cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Zelda Williams was like co-director, executive producer on that one movie that we really loved. Was it Lisa? It was Lisa Frankenstein, right?
Oh yeah,
She had a hand in that. Yeah.
Yes.
Man.
You know.
Anyway.
Talent runs in the family, baby.
Absolutely, 100%.
All right.
But oh my god, I hate Subway Creep, but I'm also glad that fucking
really fucked up that Subway Creep did that. Hilarious that Bestie made him feel horrible about it.
Yeah.
Props to Bestie.
Unfortunately, it's props to Bestie, but unfortunately, it's New York City. He'll probably go back to it in a day or two. So
yeah, because there's a lot of people in New York City.
There's lots of subway cars.
There's
through,
there are a lot of
let's
subways.
see. Yeah. Not that I would know.
You read one for New York. Now I'm reading one for Florida.
Oh, shit.
Yeah. So this post was posted by DJ Darwin 93. I told him I'm gay.
Oh.
I'm a straight male in my 20s, living in an area of Florida that's known for its retiree population, even among Floridians.
Wait, I thought he was gay.
If you don't let me read the story, I swear to Christ. This is where native Floridians go to retire. As such, there is a disproportionately high number of racist, homophobic, and sexist people running around my area. I work at a local library, so I have to put up with their abuse on a daily basis. Like I said, I'm straight. I promise that's relevant. I also wear earrings, like a lot of them, and necklaces, bracelets, and rings. My nose isn't pierced yet, but I'm planning on it soon. Same for tattoos. I've been told I look like a punk rocker on a permanent Hawaiian vacation. This is not a look that certain people appreciate, but I don't care. Part of the appeal of looking how I do is pissing off people who look down on anyone who's other.
Yeah, it reminds me of like when I was a kid growing up. Not when I was like little, like 5 years old. People were saying, you know, the left ear is the gay ear. If you
Gay ear, yeah.
you get your ear pierced. You know, it was more so when I was in middle school. But
Yeah.
do you remember that shit?
I do.
I wonder if kids still do that.
I don't know. I feel like that's kind of faded out. I hope. I'm sure some people
know.
like still spout that.
Yeah.
Because they're fucking losers, dude.
Yeah. And not just like guys that would like have like just their left ear pierced. If they had a lot of piercings or if they had like a nose ring or if they had colored hair. Back then people would be like, "Oh, what are you, gay?"
Yeah. Absolutely.
This,
That would be the
yeah.
go-to thing. Be like, you look like a homo.
Yeah. And back then, people like the bros, you know, they'd hang out, and if somebody did something gay, because you know every dude did that, they would always have to preface it with, "Oh, but no homo though."
Yep.
You know, and it's like, what the fuck
But
are
no
we
homo.
doing?
It's like, what?
It makes me cringe thinking going back to those days. It makes me cringe a little
people
bit.
are
But you know,
weird.
we did it.
It was a different time, unfortunately.
It was a different time.
One morning a few months back, I was in a grocery store before my morning commute. I was grabbing a donut and chocolate milk to have a driving breakfast. I'm waiting patiently in line, minding my own business, when a voice from behind me says, "Take that metal out of your ears, boy. You look like a homo."
Ugh, not boy.
I know. I turn around and see an old guy who probably should have died of old age before I was born.
Shit. So he's like dust at this point.
He's cryptic. God.
He's like, "Take that metal out of your ears."
It's just dust coming out every time he speaks. Working with the public and dressing in a manner most of them find distasteful, I get this kind of abuse all the time. At work, I can't say or do anything unless they get really rude, but now I finally had a chance and decided to take advantage of it. My first instinct was to lay into him, but I had to get going, and I knew that was the reaction he wanted. Instead, I pretended to misunderstand him. I smiled at him and said, "Thank you. My boyfriends love it. They think I'm so cute." He didn't respond or leave or anything. He just kind of looked at me with his mouth open. I gave him a big smile and turned away. He didn't say or do anything else, but when I got up to the cashier, he smiled and said, "You do look really cute." I wish I had turned around to see the boomer's response, but unfortunately, I didn't think to at the time. That is so funny and really iconic that you did that.
Yeah, and props to the cashier for, you know, listening in on that and just
And be like, "You look adorable."
I got you.
Like that's really wholesome, and I love wholesome interactions like that. But fuck that racist bitch. Racist. Well, probably.
Racist.
Well, fuck that homophobic bitch.
Isn't it weird that those two usually go hand in hand? I don't know
absolutely.
if I've met I don't know if I've ever met a racist that was
That was
also
an ally.
yeah.
Racist ally.
Oh,
no.
it's like that woman, that TikTok trad wife, who eventually turned out to like not be a trad wife. Apparently, it was like she got a lot of heat online because she said the N word. And do you remember this?
No, I don't even know what you're talking about.
So a while ago, not too long ago, in the very near past, there was a woman on TikTok who had like her type of content was trad wife content.
Okay.
And at one point, she was talking about something back in the day or something like that, and she just threw out the N-word, just like super, just nonchalant, like she uses it all the time.
Ugh, that's
and
weird.
A lot of people got upset about it, right?
Is she white?
So, yes, she's white.
Okay.
And so she started to like roll with it, and she tried to get in with, I believe, neo-Nazis. And they were kind of...
She said, let me capitalize on this real fast.
Yeah. And they were like, no, we don't want you. like legit. Like, it backfired on her hard.
That is so fucking funny. Because they literally do not respect you because you are a woman. Remember that. You fucking pick me.
Yeah. And so I guess at some point, people found out where she worked. And
leave it to the internet.
That's also writing another line, but we're not going to talk about that right now.
Yeah.
But this is the funny part. They found her where she worked, and I believe they got her fired, which is hilarious because she does trad wife content and she has a job.
That is so funny.
Oh,
wow.
The internet's such a funny place.
If it isn't the consequences of your own actions.
Yeah, love it.
God.
I hate the internet, but also I love the fucking internet.
That's hilarious. OP, you're lit. You're awesome for doing that.
Yeah.
And fuck that guy, because I know and have seen many of those kinds of people. As a native Floridian myself.
Uh-huh.
And it's
that's
not
what y'all
good.
sound like.
Yeah, that's how we sound like down here.
I ain't Lori.
It wasn't native in anything. So moving on to our subreddit.
Yeah, we have a post here that was spoke to me on a very spiritual level. It's the post that I've been waiting for but never thought we'd get. But I'm gonna have you read it because I think I read the last whole submission.
Okay. Ooh, fun. So this next post that we're about to read was submitted on our own personal subreddit. So if you guys are interested in joining that and submitting your own or checking out other stuff or just being a part of the community, it's r/the Daydream Arcade. So join that shit, brother. And maybe we'll read your story. You probably will. Post one.
Yeah, I mean, we're reading this one.
I'm saying. You got a good shot. So this post was posted by Manners Maketh Eggsy.
You want to be on our show?
Just late.
Submit a story.
Took you a sec to think of that, huh? Am I the weenie for breaking up over WWE? This is an older story. I'm currently engaged to my fiance who doesn't really like wrestling, but he's respectful about it.
I'm sorry.
If you don't let me read this story.
I wasn't being respectful.
You weren't being respectful, and that's fucked up.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It's fucked up. But I still catch flack about my divorce from my mom, who constantly hounds me that I should have stayed in my relationship. My ex-husband was constantly disrespecting wrestling, which I love, and I don't mean in a way that he just didn't vibe with it and therefore made fun. Like he would directly disrespect me in the process. He said that wrestling was stupid and fake and that I'm a gullible moron for thinking it's real. I'd constantly try to explain to him that I'm not stupid. I know it's scripted, but it's not fake. They're still hitting each other and serious injuries happen all the time, so fake isn't the right word at all. He also hated that I loved Rhea Ripley. He always knew I was bi, and yeah, I'm attracted to her, but more than just the fact that she's gorgeous, she's a great wrestler and I respect her. But he called it my fetish for her and would berate me for mentally cheating on him. Meanwhile, he was cheating by texting one of our friends and had a serious fetishization problem of black women.
Oh.
Wow. What a guy.
Because that's definitely a problem.
What a guy. Finally, at some point, a friend was over and we were watching a fight with Rhea Ripley, and he said something to the effect of, watching the dyke pretend to fight again? Damn.
First off,
she's literally straight.
And her
literally
husband
married.
will murder you.
Yeah.
Have you seen her husband?
And she could probably bench press you and like a
she doesn't need her fucking husband.
Like, come on, dude.
Will, I'm gonna grab a picture of Rhea Ripley. Throw it up. This is Rhea Ripley.
Rhea Ripley is a queen bitch. She is a boss ass bitch. Who can
I'm
hold
gonna
her
send you
own.
3 pictures of Rhea Ripley. Put all 3 of them
bam,
up.
bam. Okay. I literally just stood up, grabbed my dog, and left with my friend. Came back a few days later for my stuff, packed up, and moved home. My mom has always said this was a ridiculous reason to divorce, and my childish obsession with wrestling was in control of my life. Which is weird because my current fiance hates wrestling, yet we're perfectly happy because he doesn't act like a dick. My mom thinks I carelessly broke a man's heart over what she calls a wrestling addiction and ruined my future, and she never misses an opportunity to remind me of it. Thankfully, my partner doesn't speak English, so when she does it on the phone, while I'm literally sitting next to him, he doesn't understand. She'll say shit like a roofer, my fiance's job, can't provide for me the way my ex could with his white-collar job, and abandoning my family moving to Germany was a mistake. I feel it was the best decision I've ever made. I have wonderful friends, an amazing and adorable metalhead fiance. I earn better money from the same jobs as America, and I finally have healthcare I can afford. So do y'all consider this a valid reason for divorce, or am I in the wrong or overreacting? You are not wrong or overreacting, Queen.
Nah. I think it's definitely more, for me, it's more of the disrespect and the way that your ex-husband would talk to you and belittle you for liking a thing that is honestly really cool. And I know what it's like to get made fun of for watching wrestling. I've dealt with it my entire fucking life.
Yeah.
And the thing about wrestling fans, yeah, some of us are kind of dumb, but I feel
like a lot of like the people that think it's real are like kids,
Yeah. And even then, it's a form of media that it's theater,
it's entertainment,
action, it's drama, it's entertainment.
Yeah,
at the end of the day, just like all the movies that you watch, all the TV characters that you love, fake. They're actors.
Do you remember that scene from SpongeBob? Actors. Or it's just his mouth. Actors.
Not enough teeth in that one. Actors. Anyway, anybody that says that wrestling does the whole, it's stupid and fake. Listen, we know that it's not real. We know
it's
that
scripted.
The winners are predetermined. But exactly what OP said, injuries happen all the time.
Yeah.
People have gotten seriously hurt in wrestling rings. I have been to several live events where I have seen people get injured.
Mm-hmm.
And
people have died, dude.
People have died. And it's, the outcomes are scripted. And the thing for me with wrestling is there's the drama that's on TV, but there's also sometimes drama backstage in real life because it is show business at the same time. And I love when, there are some times where wrestling and reality are allowed to clash.
Yeah.
And a lot of times it makes for some really good TV.
Mm-hmm.
And are there a lot of corny things in professional wrestling? You absolutely bet there are.
Yeah.
But it's something, in my opinion, that you can't get anywhere else in any other medium.
No, it's just fun.
If you don't like it, that's all good.
That's the
You know,
thing.
you
Like,
don't have to be going around saying that it's stupid.
yeah, you don't have to be so cruel about something that makes someone happy. Like, it's nothing to you if your partner has a passion or like something they just really enjoy. Like, that's fucked up. You're supposed to love the person for them, and you don't necessarily have to enjoy every single thing, but like, be supportive at least.
And also, why the fuck would you... I hate this whole, like, mentally cheating on him with Rhea Ripley thing. This is the dumbest shit
That is the
I've
stupid
ever
shit.
read.
It's like having a celebrity crush and be like, that's cheating, dude, because you like someone else.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me, bro?
Ugh.
When you
And,
get
you
into
know,
a relationship, you're not just automatically blind and can't see other attractive people. Like, and especially a celebrity that is just so out of reach. Like, weird.
Yeah. You know, I'm good for the current fiance, who she says, who OP says hates wrestling, yet perfectly happy because he doesn't act like a dick.
What a concept.
And one last thing to close it out, you know, for the people out there that say it's fake, it doesn't actually hurt, you know, or think that the ring itself is a trampoline. It's not. It's not. It's a metal frame with thick boards of wood and padding about this big. So take a fall on that.
It's not easy.
Every day of the year. It's not easy.
Also,
Anyway.
random side note, just want to point out the fact that OP put "Am I the weenie" in the title, and everyone in the comments being like, "Not the weenie." I think that's really fucking cute that it's catching on. Just saying.
I didn't even notice that, man.
Yep.
Didn't even notice that.
Yep.
Holy shit. You know what? We're doing something fun.
It's really fucking
And
cute. Just saying.
I hope it catches on.
Me too.
Hope it catches on.
Weenie, weenie, weenie.
Weenies, weenies.
The top comment is, "Not the weenie. Your ex was a dickhead. Disrespecting someone's interest is unnecessary and rude." Couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more. OP replied to that saying, "Thank you. I just needed to feel like I wasn't crazy. My mom has been gaslighting me my entire life, and though we're low contact, she still gets me sometimes." That's completely valid, because, you know, your mom is supposed to be supportive of you and, like, have your back and stuff. So when she's just constantly throwing shit in your face and just making you feel insane, like, that's not cool.
Yeah.
Not cool at all. But I wish you the best, OP, and I'm very glad you're out of that situation and with someone and a completely new environment, too, with new people surrounding you. Because you deserve to be happy. Fuck it. Fuck it.
Yeah. 100%. 100%.
Well, Hools, that was Traumatize Them Back.
God damn it. I'm
Our
sorry.
time?
I waited way too long.
Our
I was going to say
time.
our time has come to an end. You want to start?
Thank you for being a friend. Well, Hools, we hope you enjoyed those traumatizing ass fucking stories. All of them were great to read, and very much every single person deserved what was said to them. So, fuck y'all. If you want to enjoy the other spicy Reddit stories that we've made, there's going to be a playlist linked at the end of the video, and you can just click on that and binge all of them. And if you don't feel like waiting to the end of the video, which maybe you should because we'll love you if you do, you can just go on our channel, click playlists, and be right there.
You can get all these episodes on the go on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Like the show. Rate the show. Leave a comment. Spotify has comments now, y'all. If you're on YouTube, thank you for watching the videos. We appreciate it. And if you're on Spotify, we appreciate you guys too. Thank you for being part of the Daydream Arcade.